Hey there! Have you ever wondered how you could find brand new customers and open up revenue streams from all over the world? Well, if so, you are in the perfect spot. Today, we're going to break down the strategy for taking your brand truly global. So you're ready to expand. You want to find new customers, tap into completely new markets, and just grow beyond your borders. It's an amazing goal, but there's a really common mistake that can stop you dead in your tracks before you even begin. And here it is, the big one, the thing that trips up so many businesses. Just running your website through a translator, it's not nearly enough. To really succeed on a global scale, you need a strategy that's way deeper, more thoughtful, and localized. So here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with a big idea, then we'll define exactly what international SEO is, cover the foundation, language, and all the technical bits, and then wrap up with how to actually measure your success. Let's dive in. First things first, the big idea. Look, this isn't just about checking a new country off your list. It's about unlocking entirely new streams of revenue by building a brand that truly connects with people, no matter where they live. So, how do you make that happen? Well, the answer is international SEO. It's the art and science of making your website not just visible, but genuinely relevant across every single border you want to cross. At its core, international SEO is all about clarity. It's about sending crystal clear signals to search engines like Google or even Baidu or Yandex. You're basically telling them, hey, for users in France, show them this version of my site. For people searching in Japanese, show them that one. All right, let's talk about the foundation. Now, before you even think about touching a single line of code or translating one word of content, you need a rock-solid strategy. Get this part right, and believe me, everything else gets so much easier. And it really boils down to two critical first steps. Number one, you've got to do your homework with some solid market research. And number two, you have to make a really important technical decision about how your website is structured. Your market research has to go way deeper than just a glance at traffic potential. I mean, is there actual demand for what you're selling? Are you trying to rank on Google or a regional giant like Baidu in China? And this is so important. What are the cultural details? Things like holidays, local slang, or even how people prefer to pay that completely change how they search and shop. This next choice has some major consequences for your SEO. Using a country-specific domain like a .fr for France sends a super strong signal to search engines. But man, it can be expensive and a lot of work to maintain. Subdomains are a bit easier, but you risk splitting your search authority. And then you have subdirectories, which are cost-effective, but they demand perfect organization. The right call here? It totally depends on your budget and your long-term vision. Okay, with your foundation set, it's time to shift our focus to your content. And this is where we go way beyond simple robotic translation and get into what we call true cultural localization. True localization means digging deeper than just the words. You need human translators who get the cultural context and all the little nuances. You need images and videos that actually look and feel right to the local audience. And, this is key, you need to do keyword research based on what people in that market actually search for, not just a direct translation of your own keywords. All right, let's get into the technical side of things. And don't be intimidated by this. Seriously, just think of it as giving search engines a clear, easy-to-read map of your global content. That way they don't get lost and accidentally send your customers to the wrong place. And the most important tool on that map is something called the hreflang tag. It's just a tiny piece of code that solves a huge problem. It tells Google, okay, see this page? This one's for English speakers in the UK. And this other very similar page, that one's for English speakers in the US. This simple tag prevents them from being flagged as duplicate content, which can be a huge SEO penalty. So how do you do it? Well, it's basically a three-step process. First, you map out all the different versions of your pages. Second, you add the right code to each one. And third, and you absolutely cannot skip this step, you validate your entire setup in Google Search Console to catch any little errors before they become big problems. Now, hreflang tags are definitely the star player, but they need a strong supporting cast. Your site absolutely has to be mobile-friendly, and it needs to load fast for everyone everywhere. That's where a content delivery network, or a CDN, is a game changer. It serves your site from locations closer to your users. And finally, things like structured data and canonical tags just give search engines even more of that clarity we've been talking about. So you've done all the hard work, but how do you actually track the results? Let's talk about measuring your success and seeing that global strategy really start to pay off. Using standard tools like Google Analytics, you can start tracking your performance country by country. Are you seeing traffic go up from your target regions? How are those new localized keywords ranking? Are your bounce rates low? That's a great sign that users are finding exactly what they were looking for. These are the numbers that tell you if your strategy is really hitting the mark. So, what's the ultimate payoff here? Look, it's not just about seeing bigger numbers on a dashboard. It's about building a stronger, more resilient business with completely new customer bases. It's about establishing your brand's name and authority on a global stage. Right now, at this very moment, all over the world, there are potential customers searching for exactly what you offer. The only question is, have you done the work to make sure that they can find you?